Hey Rosebuds, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I will be doing 3 flavors of overnight oats. Now, purposes, I'm going to be doing them in these glasses, okay? Alright, so the first flavor that I will be doing is I'll be doing like a chocolatey mint infused. I'll be using like peppermint, a sprig of mint. This is peppermint. This is the mint that I like. This is my favorite mint and I have it planted in my yard. So this is what I'll be using for my mint. Okay, so I have like 3/4 cup of oats. Right here, it's just regular plain oats. Okay, you can use any type of oats you want, whether old-fashioned or quick oats. So I've already rinsed my oats because I'm probably the only person who rinse their oats. But I do rinse it and I throw off the excess water. So I'm using my sprig. Here's my sprig of mint here. So I'm just like crushing it up, like to release all the oils and all the good stuff in the mint. So I'm crushing it up here, crushing it, and then I'm adding it to my minty smell. Smells so good. So I'm soaking it up. I'm gonna add it to my oats because remember this is overnight, so when you have this in the morning it's gonna be very minty. So I'm putting my oats in, okay, and then the next thing that I'm gonna be adding is I'm gonna be adding 1 tablespoon of protein powder. Voila. Now you can add whatever protein powder you want, or if you don't have any protein powder and you want to put like a half cup of almond milk or whatever type of plant-based milk or regular milk you want to put in. So I put in 1 tablespoon of protein powder and I'm going to be putting in Nesquik, 1 tablespoon of Nesquik, okay, and 1 tablespoon of Nutella. Now, they have various different types of Nutella. Some more healthier than some, but this is what I have today, so this is what I'm going to be using, and I'm going to be using Nesquik. So these are what I'm going to be using to get my chocolatey taste. Okay, you can use Milo if you don't have Nesquik, or if you prefer Milo. So I'm adding 1 tablespoon of Nesquik right in there, and then I'm adding 1 tablespoon of Nutella. So here's my Nutella. You can tell that I don't go in this jar very often, okay? Once in a while you can tell I don't go in this jar. Okay, so I have my Nutella and I have my Nesquik. So the next thing that I'm going to be putting in there, I'm going to be adding some nutmeg and I'm going to be adding some vanilla because I love vanilla in my overnight oats. I love nutmeg and I love cinnamon. So I'm going to be putting just a pinch of each. So I'm adding some cinnamon and I'm adding some vanilla. You can put whatever you like, but this is what I like, so I'm adding it to the oats. And okay, I'm gonna grate a little nutmeg. So I'm grating a little nutmeg in mine. I like the fresh. I know they have a powdered nutmeg, but I don't know about any powdered nutmeg. I like to grate on my nutmeg. I like fresh nutmeg. I don't like the powdered one. I don't find it to be as strong as the freshly grated nutmeg. So there it is. So I've added all my spices to it. So I'm just giving it like a good stir. Good stir. Okay? Giving it a good stir. Okay? So the next thing that I'm going to be adding to it is I'm going to be adding some almonds. Okay? So I'm just adding a few, just a handful of almonds, not a whole lot, but just a few almonds to it. And yeah, this is basically it. You can add a pinch of salt if you want to also, but it's up to you. Okay, so this is it. And you cover your container and just let it soak and simmer overnight. Okay, so this is my mint infused chocolatey overnight oats. In the morning when you want to have it, if you feel like you want a little bit more sweetener, you can, but believe me, trust me, I don't think you're going to need any more sweetener to this, because whether you use the Nesquik have to have some sugar in there. And also you can cut up like a banana and add to this, or you know, whatever fruit you would like to add to it, whether it's some blueberry, strawberry, or whatever, you can add it to it. And also you can have it cool, or you can, you know, you can just warm it a little. Okay, so there you go. So I'm on to my second flavor. So my second flavor overnight oats is just fruit and nut. Loaded fruit and nut. And when I say loaded, I mean loaded. It's loaded. Okay? Alright, so the very first thing that we're going to start with, of course, we have a couple of oats as usual. We start with the oats, and then now we're going to start now load up with the fruits. Fruits, in this case I'm using dried fruits, not fresh fruits. Okay? So the first dried fruit that I have here is I have some prunes. I like prunes. Not everybody likes prunes, but I like prunes. So you just use, I'm using like 4 prunes here. So I'm just taking them apart. You can use a knife to cut them, but I'm just using my hands. I'm just splitting them in 2. So I'm putting my prunes, so that's 4 prunes. And I'm adding some, this is cranberry. I like dried cranberry. So I'm adding just like a tablespoon of dried cranberry. Okay? And I have raisins here that I'm going to be adding. So I'm going to be adding like about a tablespoon. So that's a tablespoon of raisins. So I have my cranberry in there, I have my raisins, and I have my prune. So the next thing that I'm going to be adding to it, I'm going to be adding my spices as usual. Okay, so you know that I like my freshly grated nutmeg. So I'm adding some freshly grated nutmeg. I'm adding my vanilla. just about a teaspoon of vanilla. Adding some cinnamon powder. So, and then I'm gonna just I'm just gonna give it a nice stir. Okay, and then the next thing that I'm gonna be adding like just like a tablespoon of protein powder. You can use almond milk if you don't want to use protein powder, but I had a tablespoon of protein powder. And now I've added all my dry fruits and I've added my spices. So now I am going to add my nuts. And of course I love almonds and I love walnuts. So I'm going to be adding some walnuts and I'm going to be adding some almonds. So just adding a handful of walnuts here. Then I'm adding some almond. There you go. This is it. So this is my loaded fruits and nuts. Okay? And if you want, you can add some chia seed or flax seed. So I have my chia seed here and I'm going to be adding some chia seed to it. So about a tablespoon or a teaspoon of chia seed. So that completes this loaded fruit and nut overnight oats. There you go. So you just mix it around really good. There you go. So this is it. You put your container, you cover your container and you have it in the fridge. You put it in the fridge and in the morning all the flavors will be combined and you can, as I said before, have it with some bananas or whatever fruits you want to. You can, just warm it a little if you don't like your stuff cold. And this is really good. So this is the second one. So on to the third one. Flavor of my overnight oats. Okay, so this one that I'm doing is a lemongrass. This is my lemongrass infused overnight oats. Lemongrass turmeric infused overnight oats. So I have my lemongrass right here. So I'm just doing like so, just like what I did in May, to start to release all the goodness, the flavors and all the goodness in there. So, and I'm adding it to my oats. Okay, so I just add it to my oats and I'm just stirring it a bit. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to be adding to my oats, I'm going to be adding like about a tablespoon of raisin. So this is about a tablespoon of raisin. So I had a tablespoon of raisin and I'm going to be adding a tablespoon of protein powder. Okay, so tablespoon of protein powder, and I'm going to be adding 1 teaspoon of flaxseed and 1 teaspoon of chia seed. So I have my flaxseed, my chia seed, so I'm adding 1 teaspoon of chia seed right there. Where's my flaxseed? Okay, here's my flaxseed. So I'm adding 1 teaspoon of flaxseed, 1 teaspoon of chia seed, and I'm adding turmeric powder. So I'm adding some turmeric powder. Now turmeric is a bit strong, so I think I would just add like about 3/4 teaspoon of turmeric powder. Voila. Now turmeric is very good. It's a anti-inflammatory, so it's good. So I've added all of that, and I'm going to be adding some honey. So I think I'm going to be adding about 1 tablespoon of honey. Using raw honey here, so I'm adding 1 tablespoon of honey. There, I added 1 tablespoon of honey. Just give it a nice stir. I have not added any additional liquid to this because I had my oats already washed and soaked a little bit in a little water, so I've not added any additional fluid to it. So the next thing finally that I'm going to be adding to it, I'm just going to be adding some cinnamon powder. I'm going to be adding some vanilla. And I'm going to be adding the nutmeg as usual. I'm going to be adding, because those 3 spices I do like in my overnight oats, so I'm going to be adding some nutmeg. So there you go. And the last thing that I will be adding is some walnuts. So I'm just adding a handful of walnuts. Voila. That's it, people. That's it. Lemongrass. So I'm gonna put that lemongrass at the bottom of this. This is it. You can add a little bit of almond milk, just a little more fluid, you know, because you know the chia seed is gonna expand and all of that, you know, and suck up some of that. Okay. So this is my 3 flavors of overnight oats. There you go. This is fruit, loaded fruit and nut. This is the turmeric lemon grass. And this is a mint chocolatey infused overnight oats. So these are my 3 delicious overnight oats. Very good for your breakfast. You can even have it as snacks. You can have it for lunch, you can have it for dinner. Very versatile. So this is it for today. Thanks for watching. And if you like this content, and you want to subscribe to get me to 1,000 subscribers, please go ahead and subscribe. Thank you. See you in the next one. Bye.